Aisha Yesufu. Hey, anywhere where you there, now God will come to bless you for us. No, how only one person will just get this much wisdom and boldness like this? So, as a woman, no. God will bless you. As you don't decide today, make yourself stand out for this our obedient movement. God will bless you. I beg anywhere where you there this morning, I like me, just pay attention. Now, only 10 minutes video. Don't worry yourself, not too long. Just 10 minutes. Just listen to what Aisha Yesufu talk about obedient movement for Arise TV. She will address some other issues where many people they fear to address. She come out boldly address them for this interview. I don't want to talk too much. The only time I go back when I start watch them, just make sure say they share them. So that everybody go see and make the notice they sub for this country. Oh yeah, now. When I watch the video.
So Peter Obi clearly a force to reckon with in Nigerian politics today, and he has people like you to thank for that. But do you see that as being largely within the young demographic, or has it gone beyond that group?
Oh, it has gone beyond that. And I think I remember the last time I was here, I did say to you that Nigerians haven't seen anything yet. And I think from that time till now, indeed, Nigerians are beginning to see the momentum that is being gathered. It's not just about young people. It's Nigerians that are tired of bad governance. It's Nigerians that are tired of the fact that we have a nation that is supposed to be amongst the top nations of the world, but here it is still lagging behind over 60 years after independence. So beyond just young people, we have just Nigerians who are tired, Nigerians who are saying enough is enough, and Nigerians who are coming out now to actually make a difference, to be the ones to be the determinants of who are those who get into political offices.
And this is, of course, a group that doesn't have a history of voting in Nigerian elections. Professor Jibrin Ibrahim was here the other day pointing that out. There are more people who make their points on social media. But, of course, it is people like you in civil society who've been engaging them and trying to convince them that Facebook or Twitter or Instagram isn't going to deliver votes to any candidate. And that, I mean, for them to influence politics, they have to take their points from social media to the ballot box. Do you think that now they've finally realized it, and we're seeing that in the rise of voter registration and all the rest of it?
Absolutely. They have realized it. Not only have they realized it, they actually put in the work. And that's exactly what we are seeing now, the momentum that we are seeing all over the place. When the registration started, and then when this whole momentum started, there were a lot of people who mocked the young people and said to them that they would soon move away. They will soon focus on other things. Different shows are going to start, and then their attention will be away from the politics. I mean, football also will take their attention away. But surprisingly, they've been very focused. And one of the things that a lot of people do not realize is that during the EndSARS protest, I mean, there was an awakening. The massacre that happened on the 20th of October 2020, you know, it was an emancipation. So the minds of the citizens, especially the young Nigerians that had been oppressed, where they didn't bother about what was going on, they became more focused on politics. And one thing about the Nigerian youth, give it to them, they're intelligent, they have creativity, they have social media, they have technology, and they have a way of organizing, and they're doing that as we can see currently.
But I mean, the big question, of course, which has also been raised on this program, is that whether they'll be able to stay the course and maintain the enthusiasm to the bitter end and go out and vote after all the different conditions that a very long campaign period has created.
I mean, nobody expected that they will stay focused at this time. And that's the reason why I said for a lot of people that said by the time the football seasons are here, they'll be carried away by this. And there's a particular show that just rounded up. Normally, you find that young people are so invested in that show, but this time the case wasn't the same. It's more about politics. And so they have remained focused, and they're going to remain focused. And one of the things also, it's not just young people that are tired. Remember what I said, Nigerians that are tired of bad governance are out there rooting for a change. I mean, go everywhere, on the streets, on social media. I mean, initially they said 4 people are tweeting, and I mean, look at what amazing the exponential growth that 4 people has all over the country. Now we have people who are coming out and saying that they matter. And you know, one of the things that we all have to understand is the fact that initially they used to say that votes don't count. That was a big lie that was sold to Nigerians, and it took years of trying to tell people indeed our votes count. But that's no longer the case now. Citizens know that indeed their votes count and that they can make a difference. And for the first time in a long time, if not forever in Nigeria, citizens are determined to be the ones who decide who gets into Asu Villa, who decide who gets into all the other political offices, and that's quite amazing.
But do you agree with those who say that rise in young voter registration, which is what is giving a lot of optimism and hope and so on, happened late and was cut off before many of them were able to actually complete their registration process? And in that regard, there is considerable uncertainty in knowing how many of them actually registered and will be able to vote, because INEC has not released the final number, has it?
They haven't released the final numbers. Of course, there are some numbers where they say some didn't complete their registration and then some didn't go there physically. And so that's, but one of the things that we all keep forgetting is that there are a lot of people who have stayed away from the politics, from the political process of Nigeria, because they didn't believe in the political process and the kind of candidates that have always been thrown up. And so with Peter Obi coming into the presidency, being in the race, it's a game changer. And so for a lot of people, for them, they now see a reason why they should use their PVCs. All this why there never was a reason.
So they had PVCs, but
there are a lot that have. That's why we always have less than 50% that actually come out to vote, because what we've always had are people who don't even bother to come out to vote. For right now, and what we're expecting is that a lot of people who have had their PVCs, who have never used those PVCs, are saying they are going to use it this time. So let's not discount that particular huge number that we have, beyond also the young people who, because of the candidates that they have seen, because most of them seen Peter Obi going to be in the ballot paper, have come out to actually register themselves also.
Well, let's talk about the other issue that's been raised about the followers of Peter Obi and the fact that they often come across as very dedicated, but also at times very scary. I'm sure you've heard that. I mean, with some of them sounding like inquisitional judges. I mean, in the face of disagreements of any kind. Do you agree that some of them are getting to be quite extreme? You
know, the problem with Nigeria is that we tend to blame the victim rather than the perpetrators. Peter Obi supporters have been attacked physically. They have been attacked verbally. We even had on Arise TV the other day an APC women leader, Lagos APC women leader, calling them disobedient, profiling them, saying that, oh, she didn't bring out a march, she didn't make it known because they are going to be attacked. That's profiling. That's already verbal violence against them.
Yeah, but you have to admit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's no admittance here, because there is nowhere where any Peter Obi supporters have attacked anyone. They are the ones who are being attacked right now, and Nigerians are looking the other way instead of them to call out the perpetrators. You know, the thing with us as a nation is that we've been so browbeaten that we are always quick to attack the victims rather than calling out the perpetrators who are right now coming up. Yes, they are passionate. Of course, they have to be passionate. They've seen what it is, their lives meaning nothing to a government, and they want their lives to matter. So they bring in that passion. Are they aggressive? Absolutely not. Aggression is being meted out on them, and then yet nobody is acknowledging that. The state isn't acknowledging that.
I don't think anyone is disputing the fact that politicians have used their power and abused it in this country. I mean, that's why everybody's hoping for change. But you have to admit that irrespective of what the politicians have done, which everybody is in agreement, they've messed up quite a bit. I mean, we're talking about specifically people, and a lot of them on social media. You can see it. It's not hidden. I mean, if you look at the likes of Femi Kuti when he came out and the sort of attack he went through. You look at people like Joke Silva, who just came out the other day, and the sort of attacks that they went through. So it's not a hidden thing. I mean, it's you may well say that in the passion of politics, things will happen, but it's difficult to justify those things, isn't it?
No, there's no justifying any attack on anyone. People have a right to their choices. Absolutely, you have a right to your choice, whatever you want to say. But But the thing is that when we are talking about these attacks, what are the attacks we are talking about? I'm telling you that people have been physically attacked. Flag boy. There's a boy who carries flag for Peter Obi. He was attacked a few days ago in Oshodi. He was lynched. They almost wanted to burn. If only for the intervention of soldiers that came on, it would have been a tragic case. Why are we not talking about that? That is something that, people seem not to want to talk about. If you're telling me about social media violence, I will tell you, I've been one that have been trolled for the last 7 years. I've been at the mercy of supporters of PDP, at the mercy of supporters of APC. It's just that I'm one who is unbreakable. No matter what you say to me, you're just saying it. Yeah, there are people who come out. I mean, you can't classify them as like, oh, these are Peter Obi supporters. But there are people who come out and do their, and somehow they get overboard. They are angry at certain people that they've looked upon as, what do you call it now, as role models. And then when these people sort of like, where they've always thought that, where the politicians have always come against them, that these people have been with them, and then all of a sudden these people make certain choices, they don't feel happy about it. But one of the things that they have to realize, of course, is that everyone has a choice and have a right to those choices. Whoever they want to vote for, that's the way it goes.